All right, in today's video, we're going to be talking about on-camera charisma and confidence. And I have a question for you. Do you think that your on-camera charisma starts with some kind of inner sense of confidence, like you just are magnetic and therefore, of course, on camera you appear confident and charismatic? Or does it start with some sort of physicality, like the fact that you're standing up straight and moving your hands? Does that create the confidence, or is the confidence like already there? It's a chicken and the egg question for you. And my answer, I'm going to tell you from the very beginning of this video, because we're going to really dial this in, is that it's both. There actually are cheat codes to make you feel more confident, and then you become more confident externally. But if you start with the internal confidence, then externally you're going to appear more confident. So it's both an outside in and an inside out kind of game we're playing. So I'm going to give you 3 very specific physical things that are going to help you in this video, and we're going to talk about the mindset and like this whole inner game of it as well. Hello, I am Fiona Flyte. If you're new around here, then definitely you'll want to subscribe to the channel. Check the links below because there's a free masterclass, there's a free Facebook group, there are paid programs, there's all sorts of juicy stuff, my other socials, etc. Because if you are an artist, you're in the right place. It's my passion and my privilege to help artists with money, mindset, marketing, personal power, and let us dive in. Now, if you are watching this video, then it's highly likely you're some kind of artist who is wanting to show up online on camera. And I want to start with something really sneaky that happened to me and that may have happened to you. I know that I have got a lot of charisma on stage, and I know that I've got a lot of charisma on life. And the truth of the matter is, I actually know I have a lot of charisma on camera as well. But sometimes I have not gotten the feedback that I am charismatic on camera. And as I got less and less feedback, less and less response to my charisma, I started to believe that maybe I wasn't as charismatic as I thought I was. I'm curious if that's happened to you. And what I mean by feedback is the likes and the views. Now, there's more to getting likes and views than just being charismatic on camera. There's things like hooks. There's things like retention based on story. There's things like algorithms. There's a lot of things at play. And so the number one thing that you've got to remember as you go into becoming or being more charismatic on camera and retaining your confidence is the fact that there's an inner game to all of this. And whatever the response is on the outside, it doesn't necessarily equate to yes, I am or I am not charismatic on camera. And so I want to start with the inner game here. I want to start with the confidence on the inside, the part where you work on the inner game. If you have got a voice in your head telling you that you're not enough, telling you that you're too much, telling you that you look bad, telling you that you're boring, telling you that the things that you're saying aren't relevant or aren't interesting or aren't important, then all of that is going to make you less charismatic. It is going to make you shrink. It's going to make you feel tense. It's going to make you feel inauthentic and performative. And so for sure, you want to be playing the inner game. You want to be changing the words in your head to things like artists change the world. I recently saw a meme I loved. It was artists are the glitch in the matrix. And I was like, he's speaking my language. This is true. Artists are here at this time in history and all times in history to help the population to process emotions, to call out injustice, to make people happy, to help us feel things. We serve a crucial function throughout history, multiple functions throughout history. And so we want to start rewiring our thoughts to things like, I am important, what I am doing is important, the things I say are important, I'm actually here as a service to people, I'm actually on social media to help people. It's not about me trying to say, hey, look at me, I need to be visible, I need to be seen in order to feel good about myself. That's not what this is about. This is about, hey, I have a message for you. And if you are open to hearing it, then listen. So as you change this inner self-talk, you're going to start standing straighter. You're going to start feeling more confident. And that confidence is going to express itself physically. It's going to express itself in your hands. It's going to express itself in flexibility and freedom in your body. It's going to express itself through the directness in which you speak. Now, The interesting thing is that if you don't already have that inner confidence, or you're in the process of reframing that game, that ping pong match in your head between your inner critic and the truth of who you are, because you are extraordinary, that there are cheat codes coming outside in. So yes, by being fully in your confidence, you're going to become more charismatic. That's inside out. But there's the cheat code starting outside in. By standing up straighter, you actually change the physiology of your body. We are not just minds. And we're not just bodies. We're these integrated, holistic mind, body, spirit machines. And they're not just disconnected. And so there is an intelligence in your spine. There is an intelligence in your body. And when you start to stand up straighter, the spine becomes longer. And you literally feel more confident. You also look more confident. But this video is not about how can I appear more charismatic or how can I appear more confident. This video is literally about how can I be more confident and charismatic on camera. And so just the act of standing up straight is going to change your physiology, which is going to change your mind. Another one is the way in which you use your hands. We often have this question, what do I do with my hands? Should I put them in my pockets? Should I cross them, or does that make me look like I'm not approachable? Or should I hide them behind my back? Like, what do I do with my hands? Should I put them in the choir pose? And the second that you find yourself asking this question of what should I do with my hands, you kind of know you're already off track. Because when you are speaking to somebody you know, like, and trust, like your best friend, like your spouse, like your children, like your parents, you're not wondering what to do with your hands. You're using them. We use our hands in conversation. That is natural. That's just natural. And when we are having a conversation with somebody watching our videos, we're still ideally speaking to somebody we know, like, and trust, because we're thinking of somebody we actually want to impact. We actually want to speak to them. I really want to help you with this. I'm using my hands to emphasize that. And my assumption is that you want to know, like, and trust me because you're watching this video. And why would you be watching it if you didn't think that what I was saying was worth listening to? And so just the act of using your hands, again, this is outside in, it is going to help you feel more natural because it is more natural. Now, a third thing that we want to be really, really clear about is that verbal white noise. So verbal white noise are things like and like and you know. And so those are the things that we just want to eradicate from our vocabulary, and it takes practice. So this is one where you can practice with your friends. You can practice with your mother, with your children, with your spouse, with your boyfriend, with your coworkers. Really start to pay attention to it. Do I use the ums and the likes, the verbal white noise, a lot as filler? And if so, why? Am I using them in order to give myself more time because I'm afraid somebody is going to cut me off? In which case, practice taking time. Take time to breathe. Observe whether people cut you off or not. And then ask yourself, why are they cutting you off? Was what you were saying not really impactful, or is the person being insensitive? Do we want to have a conversation with them? In my experience, especially in terms of on camera, pausing for a breath from time to time to really get a sense of what it is I want to say next in the most direct way, or simply to take time to let something land, to give myself time to breathe, actually makes me more charismatic. That section, did you feel like, when is she going to talk again? Or did you feel like, what's she going to say next? So I'm encouraging you to experiment. I'm encouraging you to practice. When I was first learning to get rid of the ums and likes and that just generalized verbal white noise, I had a couple different strategies. One of them was to film myself and then listen back and think, okay, how did I do? Oh, wow, I'm still saying a lot. Another thing was that I drew in a couple, close people in my life, and I asked them to tell me when I was doing it. It was like, okay, we're having a conversation. Raise your hand every time I say or like. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the last sentence or so, I did say like and once or twice. But you're not going to hear me sprinkling them everywhere. You're not going to hear me say like, so. You're not going to hear that. You're just occasionally going to hear me forget or get very excited and say a like or a from time to time. So it's not that we have to be perfect with this or with anything. It's just that it really does make a difference. And I was thinking about why is it that we add these ums and likes, and I honestly think that one of the reasons is that we want to lessen our impact. Why do we want to lessen our impact? Because we're afraid. We're afraid of how we're going to be received. We're afraid of being too direct, of coming off as too much, and we're afraid of how people are going to respond to us. And so we take the dimmer switch. If like our light, our being had a dimmer switch, we take it and we move it to around the middle in order to not offend anyone, in order to just kind of coast through life without much confrontation. But if you are here to build an online brand as an artist, if you are here to capture attention and be charismatic on camera, then you need to take that dimmer switch and turn it all the way up. Even if that means that there are going to be people that you offend, and there are going to be people who are going to be in your inbox saying, how could you say that? Well, you're going to say that's what I truly believe. And my dimmer switch is all the way up because I want to shine my light in the world, and that's the whole point. So in this video, we covered 3 physical cheat codes that you can use to actually make yourself feel and become more confident, because each one is linked to true confidence. So when we stand up straight, we change our physiology, and that makes us actually feel more confident. When we use our hands, that actually makes us feel more natural, which then makes us feel more confident. This one with the hands, it really reminds me of my early audition years. It's so silly. I had stopped cracking. I had gotten control of my voice, but when I would have a callback and I had to hold the sheet of paper, and let me know in the comments if this ever happened to you, I would hold the sheet of paper and it would be shaking. It would be shaking because the tension all through my body was like radiating out to my hands, and everything was so tense that my hands were shaking. But the moment that you start using your hands as like a natural flowing, just allowing your body to be flexible on camera, again, this just connects to your true natural charisma, because what is most uniquely you, what is most authentic, that is what is most charismatic. And this is a big part of my point. It's that you don't have to try to become charismatic. You actually already are charismatic. You deeply, truly are charismatic. It's not something you have to put on. It's actually the layers of pretending, the layers of trying to be performative in order to appeal to other people the way that they told you should be when you were a child or in young adulthood. That's what we have to get rid of. It's the artifice that we take off, not the charisma we put on. Isn't that wild? And then the third physical sort of cheat code is to get rid of that verbal white noise. But it's the same thing. By getting rid of the verbal white noise, yes, you will appear more confident, and from that confidence, you'll appear more magnetic and charismatic. But also by removing that verbal white noise, you're going to stop filtering yourself, because it's in those pauses that you basically are not saying what it is that would actually come through if you just allowed yourself to speak with the fullness of who you are. So I hope that this video was really helpful for you, and that you're going to start showing up on camera with more confidence, which will lead to more magnetism and charisma. As I started the video with, it's an inside out and an outside in game. We can approach this from both angles, and so do approach it from both angles. Now, if you are serious about your business as a performing artist, then I highly recommend subscribing to the channel. There's like 4 or 5 years worth of videos here that you can scroll through. Lots of really useful trainings. There's also in the description, you'll find a free masterclass, a free Facebook group. There are paid programs like Real Magic, which is all about being on camera and creating lots of short form videos efficiently, strategically, effectively. And then there are live group programs like the Icon program, which is happening right now as I film this, which is all about bringing your brand alive. This is also all about your charisma. And there's my all access pass, UNSHAKABLE, which gets you everything. So wherever you are in your career and business, there is something for you in the description. So check it out, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what other video topics you'd love me to cover. And now, as always, go out into the world and shine your light. You have a voice, you deserve to be heard, and the world deserves to hear you.